Hello and welcome to my channel. I went to lose gaming. So I just finished farming and enhancing 4,380 resin worth of artifacts, and it was absolutely devastating. So in this video I'll be showing you the results of all that farming, as well as some of the enhancing, and finally I guess the farming strategy that I use for the last 2 hours or so when it came to farming the new dungeon. Really quick, it's time to pay some bills, and today's video is sponsored by Dungeon Fighter Online. There's a really good reason why over 700 million players have played DFO, and that's because it's one of the best free-to-play MMORPGs with fast-paced beat-em-up gameplay, over 60 different class advancements, and thousands of different cosmetic items. There's a huge update coming on November 23rd. Make sure to use this coupon code Let's Play DFOG 2021 to get a free Dragon Warrior companion that can help you in combat too. There's also a brand new character advancement, the Spectre. Fueled by her vengeance, the Spectre attacks with a flurry of sword strikes and also uses wires to provide her with insane speed and mobility. And there's a special level up event just for the Spectre called the Song of the Spectre. You get a bunch of buffs and free mythic gear, the highest rarity of gear, just by leveling up your Spectre. Combine this with the Newbies Always Welcome event to further buff your rewards when you play with a veteran player, and you'll become overpowered in no time at all. And finally, there's another event, Hyman Stella's Stage Prep, where you gather music notes throughout dungeons and can exchange them for tons of amazing rewards like buffs, rare gear, materials, and even an exclusive weapon avatar. As you can see, DFO is jam-packed with events and has a huge player base. DFO has an active and friendly community on both Reddit and Discord. The developers also do live streams on Twitch regularly to communicate with the community. So what are you waiting for? Go destroy that link in the description below to get started on your dungeon fighting adventure today. And I always struggle to find the entrance to this area, so I actually put a little marker on the map for it. Right here, enter near path low ground crack, because otherwise every time I just can't find it over and over, which gets pretty annoying. Alright, so we are here to farm some defense scaling artifacts, likely for, Albedo and Noel, as well as for Arataki Ito. And this is my first time checking out this dungeon, so we're going to take a look at it, develop a strategy for it, and see if we can get this on repeat very efficiently. But so right now we have 5 of these little wolves like that. Okay, and now we have a big wolf, 2 and a couple small wolves. Alright guys, we are reaching the last 5 runs for this artifact domain before I just purely focus on enhancing artifacts. And here's kind of the strategy that I ended up with. You just open up with a Ride-in E into dash cancel. This way you get some forward momentum while also casting Ride-in Z. Saves a tiny bit of time. And then you use Venti's Burst. Now, despite holding forward and jumping, my character did not jump forward. But you kind of want to try to get an angle like I had there to be able to hit the big doggo and the small doggos. Now I deviated a bit from my usual strategy, which I will do this next run, which is I like to bonk the big doggo a few times before I go and try to hit the small doggos. But it's also a little safer to use Venti's Burst before pressing the key. That way you don't accidentally target one of the small doggos on the side with Venti's Burst, which can, pretty much ruin your run. If you press the key first, then you use Venti's Burst, depending on the timing of Venti's Burst, he may auto-target, one of the doggos on the side. So, best practice is to actually use Venti's Burst first in this situation, and then press the key. Okay, so we have to have a little bit of a detour prior to the final enhancing session because I'm out of artifact space already. Look at that. We're already getting double crit on the ocean-hued thing. The timepiece is a very anxiety-inducing piece in my opinion, because you really want an on-set timepiece, that way it frees up the goblet or even the circlet. as an option. So this one does have flat HP and energy recharge. This is good for Kokomi. Almost every time I go to 20, it goes into something I don't want. Yeah, look at that, crit damage. Myth proven to be true. So anyway, let's go ahead and lock this. This is a pretty decent piece for Kokomi with only 3 rolls being wasted. And what the heck? If only these ones were on the Husk of Opulent Dreams. We got 2 double crit timepieces, but it's for the ocean-hued clam instead. Let's see if we got, whoa, that's a lot of circlets. But let's see if we got any healing percent. Crit damage. This is a nice circlet, all things considered. We got a healing bonus. Now it doesn't have HP percent, but let's see if we can get it. Come on, HP percent, guys. Oof, elemental mastery. All right, I mean, you know, it's nice to have 1 healing percent circlet. We don't necessarily have to use that one quite yet. And out of all the remaining ones, we got a crit damage circlet with crit rate, which is very nice. So we have 2 crit damage circlets with crit rate. Let's go ahead and be very disappointed in our goblets as always. Yeah, we're going to take these up to level 4. You always want to check to see if you can get double crit on the elemental goblet. Even if you don't like that, it is completely worth it. Anemo damage. So this one has 3 pretty good substats. Defense percent. This one does have flat HP and HP percent. We're going to take this one to 4 and hope we get energy recharge. Now, generally speaking, okay, I mean, we have crit rate, crit damage on that thing. That's okay too. We'll hold on to it for now. But generally speaking, when it comes to feathers, you want to have slightly higher standards, right? Feathers and flowers, you can have higher standards, and this one went into crit damage. I might keep going with this actually, because if we get 5 rolls into crit damage, that'll be my highest crit damage artifact piece on my entire account. But if we do get a +5, okay, HP percent. So this one's dead to me. Even if it rolled again into crit damage, the fact that it doesn't have crit rate means that, you know, there's very few characters that would really want to use this. But let's go ahead and take a look at the flowers. So let's level this one up a bit. Again, HP percent, energy recharge, and flat HP are what we are targeting for Kokomi. And we got flat defense. Not great, but let's take this one to 8 and see if it goes into HP percent. If it does, we can consider leveling it up a bit more. Energy recharge, all right. I'm gonna wait on this one because it is a flower. So like I mentioned, you want higher standards for flowers, and we have another HP percent energy recharge flower right here. Actually, I probably shouldn't even bother taking it up to 8. Oof, elemental mastery, okay. So we're just gonna now go back to farming. All right, we are taking another pit stop because I'm running out of artifact space again. So here we have a potentially decent artifact for Kokomi. Now again, we want energy recharge. That is a high priority for her because none of the other stats outside HP percent and maybe flat HP are very impactful. And look at that! We potentially have another good HP percent timepiece for Kokomi of all things. Got another attack percent, not ideal, but not the worst. So we have these 2 timepieces now. I would say this one's a little bit better because I'll take the nearly 2% energy recharge. And did we get any HP percent energy recharge ones? We did get this one. So look at me just enhancing all these terrible Kokomi artifacts, because in my opinion, she's really the only character that actually gets a pretty big boost from this set. The other characters, you know, they get some pretty, not gonna lie, like copium benefits from this. And this one's dead to me. Already went into defense, flat defense. So we're gonna move on. So let's take a look at the flowers real quick. Not great pieces, but this one, I'll enhance a little bit. We'll take this up to 8 to see what the first one rolls into. And the first one rolled into HP percent. So let's go ahead and bring this up to 12. and it went into defense percent. Very sad, very sad. And did we get any healing percent circlets? We did not, even though I got a ton of circlets. Holy cow, guys. This is a lot of circlets, but we only have this one, which is not great. We'd have to have everything roll into energy recharge or flat HP for it to be good. So I did some quick napkin math, and I've spent 4,380 resin farming these artifacts. Let us see if we actually get some stuff that's worth using. Flat defense. Wow. These flat stats today are not a good sign. Look at this. This piece is looking really good so far. And if we get this up to 16 with another roll into HP percent or energy recharge, then that's a really good artifact piece for Kokomi. Looks like our luck didn't quite last, but this is honestly good enough for Kokomi. I'm just going to bring this up to 20. Really crossing our fingers here. Come on, guys. Come on. Oh no, the flat defense coming in strong. Yeah, it's not looking like oh man, I'm pretty nervous for the rest of this enhanced session. So, out of all these, we got one healing bonus, and it doesn't have HP percent. But it looks like this will be our only option for Kokomi. Because we did not get any Hydro Damage Goblet either, which is, you know, no surprise, very unlikely to get a goblet that you actually want. We pretty much have to bring this one up to 20 if we, you know, want to use this set on Kokomi anytime soon. But let's move on to the more interesting artifact set, finally, the Husk of Opulent Dreams. And we're going to start with the less exciting pieces, the flower. Now, you really want double crit on these things because of the way that, you know, the characters that this goes on. Look at that. That already has a defense percent and double crit. And you also want multiple of these sets because of the fact that, you know, you're probably going to have, or if you have Albedo and if you have Arataki Ito on a team, or if you have Albedo and if you have Noelle on a team. Heck, I don't know, maybe Noelle and Arataki Ito could be interesting. But you really want two good sets of this. So it's not quite enough to just get one good set. I mean, it is, you know, you can always run Albedo with Tenacity or something like that, which is actually not great, but usable on a team with Arataki Ito. Because I think Ito is going to have a ton of attack. And there we go, we got 2 crit damage, crit rate flowers for the Husk. And we just have to hope that one of them turns out really well. Alright, so after all that, we have 2 artifacts that are worth enhancing beyond, you know, level 4 or whatever. We have this one, and we have this one, both with double crit. So this one does have defense percent, so why don't we actually bring this one up to, I don't know, at least level 8? And it rolled into crit rate. Okay, so this one's already looking to be very promising. Wow, look at that. 14.8% crit rate. I'm already super happy with this artifact set, or with this artifact piece. If we get another crit roll into this thing, then this is actually one of my better artifacts that I own, which is pretty crazy. So let's go. No, it went into attack percent, but you know what? I can't complain. This is already a very usable flower. So I'm just going to bring a lot of these to level 4 and then jump ahead and edit this to show you guys what the results of them going to level 4 are. Okay, so we finished enhancing the feathers to level 4, and here we got 1 feather out of the 7 that I brought to level 4 with double crit. But look at this, we already have a good attack percent timepiece. Sadly, this is literally the last artifact set that you want a good attack percent timepiece on. But can we get a good defense percent timepiece? Let's see. Okay guys, this is a huge yikes. We got 1 defense percent timepiece out of all of these. Holy cow, I am internally molding right now because I don't think we're going to be able to get a good defense percent. Yeah, if we take a look at the Ocean Hue Clam defense percent artifact, we got 5, and 2 of them have double crit. So This is not good. This is not good for my account. And this kind of reminds me of farming for the Crimson Witch, and we have a goblet that is totally upsetting to me right now because you do not want a defense percent goblet, guys. You do not want a defense percent goblet. Oh, wow. Okay, anyway. Are you kidding me? We have 2 defense goblets with 4 rolls with 2 crit stats on them starting off. This is really, really triggering to me. Did we get any geo damage ones? We did. We got 2. Okay. And this one does not have double crits, so it's very, very unlikely to be usable. We got Elemental Mastery on this thing. You really want to get 2 out of 3 out of the Timepiece, Circlet, and Goblet to be good. And what is this? What is this? What are we? We are getting some really garbage double crit artifact pieces that just make no sense, right? For the actual set. We have a healing bonus one. Absolutely devastating. There's nothing here worth... Oh, okay. You know what? I will enhance this because my physical damage goblets are all hot garbage. Wow. So, what did we end up getting, guys? We ended up getting a usable feather, a usable flower for the husk. We did not get any timepiece close to good. Now, I will enhance this one to 8. If it goes into crit rate, we can consider using it. And this one went into flat HP. Absolutely devastating artifact farming session. We got this 1076 HP physical damage goblet. Wow. And we have 2, not just 1, but 2 defense percent goblets with double crit, which I don't even know why I'm locking them. So there we go. 4,300 something resin worth of artifacts, and we ended up with a decent set for Kokomi. And sadly, only 2 usable pieces on the husk. Where is it? There it is. Just being the flower and just being the feather. So hopefully you guys found this interesting or useful. We will be continuing to farm this dungeon for quite some time in an attempt to get the elusive timepiece, goblet, or circlets. Let me know what you guys think about this artifact enhancing session, whether you think I got lucky or unlucky with these artifacts. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. This is I Went to Lose, signing out.